Okay, and welcome. This is going to be a quick tutorial on how to enable quick sync Intel CPU hardware encode and decode in Plex. So just here, use hardware acceleration when available. You can use your integrated graphics and it will give you much better results for transcoding in Plex. It used to say here you need to have the latest version of Plex server, and I think that's still the case. It just doesn't warn you about it anymore. Great job, developers. Anyways, we're going to address all of these. I'm going to show you how to install the necessary drivers and scripts to do it, and then how to automatically update Plex so that it always stays up to date. Okay, let's say you have a CPU from Intel that has hardware support for H.264 and for HEVC, so that's the new high efficiency video coding, and it has hardware support to decode and encode the video. So great, you're off to a good start. First, you're going to have to go through these steps. So you can Google this, but I'm also going to have it down in the description. And I just want to give credit to these users that have figured it out. This was 2 years ago, but it still works. So you need to go through all of these steps and to set your dev ruleset to 10. Now we're going to run into a small problem there, which I figured out and had to Google for a few hours as well. This is why I'm doing all of these tutorials, is that this ruleset doesn't always get called when you reboot your Freenas. And then the jail starts up and it doesn't have the ruleset, so all of this doesn't work. What you need to do to fix that, or as a workaround, is that you create a jail, and in my case this is a dummy jail, so it's just an empty jail, except that it starts on boot and it uses this ruleset here. So devs ruleset 10, and that's it. Basically, it will call this ruleset so that in Plex, all the drivers are loaded as they should be. Next up, what you want to do is that you're going to install, so once you've gone through all these steps, you've got all the drivers installed, and Plex can recognize your Intel graphics card. What you're going to use is this here. So you go on GitHub, and great thanks to Mr. Nath for creating this. You often get this little warning in Plex that there's an update available, and then you have to go in and you have to update it, or you can wait for FreeBSD Freenas to update it once a week, but you want updates daily because they come out all the time and they're annoying. So what you have here is a lovely script called PMS Updater that pulls the latest build for Plex Media Server and installs it. So what you do is you go into your jail here, you do a git clone, and you put in the little here, the URL that is on the GitHub. I'm going to put that down below as well. I don't want to mess too much with my configuration because it took hours to install, but you clone this into root, and then you go here and you create a cron job. So that's in tasks, cron jobs, to go iocage. So you call the iocage where your Plex is installed, be it as a plugin or as a jail, and you will go exec, so it will execute inside Plex jail the PMS updater script, and then you just need the variable a. I think that it's so that it searches for all the available updates, and you can give it a description and you can start it whenever you want. 0, 3, *** means 0 minutes after 3 a.m. every day, and it will do that, and then it will just fetch the latest update and install it for you. And once you've done all of those, Plex should be up to date every day. It will restart the Plex jail as well, which is amazing. And then you will have hardware acceleration available, and it will show when you launch a video. Inside it will tell you in little brackets HW for hardware whenever you're using it. Okay, so I have loaded up this Blu-ray that I ripped just so that I can stream it to my phone. If you look here, I've got it open once in Plex for Windows. So that's the app, and it uses hardware decoding on your computer so that it can just read it without transcoding. But then I also loaded up Plex Web in Google Chrome, and this one needs it transcoded to H.264, otherwise Chrome can't read it, and therefore it is using hardware transcoding. So it's working as it should be. If you look at the bandwidth, well, we are limited by whatever we have. In my case, that's 10 gig and whatever it pulls. And then if you look at the CPU utilization, it stays really low. So this is when we started playing. It was around 8% when it started, and now it's at 0.1% or 0.6% because it's using hardware acceleration and therefore not even putting a load on the system. So anyways, this is me. I hope this tutorial helped, and see you later.